Can we just fast forward to the Lakers versus the Nets finals already? Can we just do that? Can we just fast forward to the Brooklyn Nets versus the Los Angeles Lakers finals? Can we just do that? Like, forget all this stuff. I'm tired of the slow burn. This whole season feels like a slow burn. All right. I don't mind getting that in a movie that's 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, 4 hours. I mean, hey, I watched the Snyder Cut, had a lot of slow burn moments, but guess what? It's 4 hours. The NBA season is like, 4 or 5 months, additional 2 months, become playoff time. Can we just please fast forward to the Brooklyn Nets versus the Los Angeles Lakers finals? Please, can we just do that? Can we just do that? I mean, come on now. Like, listen, I'm a diehard Rockets fan. I knew we had no chance once we traded James Harden. All right. Well, I knew we wasn't going to make the finals once we traded Russell Westbrook. But once we traded James Harden, I knew we wasn't going to even make the doggone playoffs at all. Okay. Now, hopefully we'll get a lottery pick out of all this mess. Okay. As a Rockets fan. All right. But you see what the Lakers are doing? The Lakers and the Nets. Can we just fast forward to that? Please. Can we just fast forward to that? I don't even care what other teams do. I don't even care how big of a game the Bucks have and all these other teams have. I would say the Clippers. Watch out for the Clippers. They got Rajon Rondo. I think that was a real good move for the Clippers. All right, because finally you got a point guard over there. That's what they've been needing, a point guard, and he is a leader. Like I say, here's the thing with Rajon Rondo. Rajon Rondo is like the basketball version of Eli Manning. In the regular season, people are like, Eli, I'm not feeling Eli Manning or whatever, right? He's just an okay quarterback, above average, okay? In the playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? Eli Manning, man, just takes it to a whole nother level, dude. Takes it to a whole nother level. He his focus and the way his game is in the playoffs, like, it outshines a lot of players who are MVP candidates or who are great in the regular season, okay? Like, playoff Eli, I'll take him over a whole bunch of quarterbacks. Let's just get to the playoffs, all right? Because he becomes a beast, all right? So that's what Rajon Rondo is, all right? And plus, people forget, Rajon Rondo has improved his three-point percentage. He's 37%. That's real good for Rajon Rondo. And guess what? He's very good at diagnosing what the offense does, what you're trying to do, all right? Like I say, when him and LeBron in Los Angeles with the Lakers, oh man, you have two of the greatest minds of today out there on the court. All right, both of their awareness on the scale of 1 to 99 is 100. 100. I know I said on the scale of 1 to 99. So how can it be 100? Their awareness is just good like that. They know the game. Okay, they are masters of the game, beyond students of the game. All right, but anyways, I do think the Clippers might have a chance, but right now, okay, I'm thinking Lakers and Nets, okay? And if not Lakers and Nets, it's Clippers and the Nets, okay? Because that's some serious injury stuff that's going on with Anthony Davis. That's some serious stuff. LeBronJames, that's some serious stuff. He's going to be out for, a month? That's some serious stuff. So that can affect how they're seeded, okay? So that is very important right there, all right? But it's gonna be Brooklyn versus one of the LA teams, all right? So can we just please fast forward to that, please? I mean, you see what James Harden is doing over there? The exact same thing he was doing in Houston, all right? The exact same thing. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, man, it's on, man. They got too much firepower. They got LaMarcus Aldridge. Listen, they had enough firepower before they got LaMarcus Aldridge, before they got Blake Griffin. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, that's like over 41 All-Star appearances on that Nets roster. Yeah, but that doesn't mean much. That does not mean much at all. I'm going to tell you why. Because Aldridge and Blake Griffin, they're not All-Stars right now. Okay? They're not All-Stars. Okay, so if we're going to talk that way, that means, okay, LeBron James, okay. I wasn't hearing many people say Dwight Howard, who's going to be a future Hall of Famer. Yes, no matter how much you do not like Dwight Howard, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, he's going to be a Hall of Famer, people. Guess what? Nobody was saying last year that, hey, yeah, they got an all-star in Dwight Howard. He's a former all-star. He's not an all-star now. Okay, same thing with Rajon Rondo. They wasn't saying that Rajon Rondo is an all-star player. He's a former All-Star player, okay? So here's the thing. LaMarcus Aldridge is going to be a role player. Blake Griffin, a role player. Actually, I don't see why they brought in LaMarcus Aldridge because I think that role is reserved for Blake Griffin. But I get it. Hey, if LaMarcus Aldridge want to come there, play for the minimum, you keep him, all right? I think he's going to be a liability on defense, but he can still shoot the ball. He can still light it up at times. Not consistently like he used to. Because if he did, Spurs would not have released him. You got to understand that, you know. The Spurs are not stupid. Why would they release him if he's still that dude? But I get it. But I just want to fast forward to that. I think the first 3 rounds of the playoffs in each conference, they should just do it like college basketball, the NCAA. Hey, best team wins. All right. I mean, or they should do it how, for example, last year when Memphis and Portland played each other for the play-in for the number 8 seed, they said Memphis had to defeat Portland twice and Portland only needed to defeat Memphis once. They should do that because all of this is just a waste of time. Do we even remember who was in the first and second round last year? No. You know why? Because we don't care. All right. Because the teams that's supposed to have made it to the finals made it. All right. Well, we wasn't expecting the Heat, but a lot of stuff happened. You know, Giannis got hurt and blah, blah, blah. But we knew the Lakers were coming. We knew the Lakers were going to come out. As a Rockets fan, I hate to admit that, but I knew the Lakers was going to win. I hated to admit it. That's why I really basked in the ambiance when the Rockets won Game 1. I'm like, hey, might as well enjoy it now because after this it's going to be downhill. And I was hoping the Rockets was going to prove me wrong or the Lakers was going to prove me wrong. And they proved me right, unfortunately. But anyways, can't we just fast forward to the NBA Finals for real? All this other stuff, forget it. Matter of fact, they should start the finals now. All these other teams, Portland looks good. Portland's not going to beat the Lakers or the Clippers. Okay? Denver was a flash in the pan last year. Yeah, it's cool. Cute story. They're not going to beat the Lakers or the Clippers. They're not. They are not. Okay? The 76ers, they're not going to beat the Nets. They'll go to 6 games. They're not going to beat them. They're not. Okay? Who else? The Bucks. Okay. They're going to make it competitive. They're not. Man. They're not. I mean, if KD is playing, the Bucks are not going to beat the Nets. They are not. They're just not. Okay? Nets in 6 in that series. So let's just fast forward to that. Or, I tell you what. Don't mean to disrespect like the Bucks and the Sixers and the Nuggets. Okay? So how about this? How about we just fast forward to the let me see. Let's fast forward to the conference finals. Let's fast forward to Lakers versus Clippers and Nets versus the winner out of the Bucks and the Sixers. All right? Let's just fast forward to that then. The Final Four. Because that's what we care about. I get it. Listen, if you're a fan of the other teams that I did not mention, understand this. Listen, your team is not about to beat the Lakers or the Clippers if you're in the West. And your team is not about to beat the Nets. They're not. You can believe all you want, but it's not going to happen. All right? But I could be wrong. But I could be right. And what if I'm right? But anyways, tell me what you think. Do you prefer the season to continue to drag on like this? Or are you ready to get straight to the NBA Finals of Lakers versus Nets? Or Clippers versus Nets? Common denominator, the Nets are coming out of the East, okay? James Harden is on a mission, people. He is on a mission, all right? All right, Student of the Game Podcast, comment below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that like button, all right? Peace.